Before going into the market, I need to park my motorbike. Parking here is quick and simple. I leave my motorbike with the attendant, receive a small paper ticket, and carefully put it inside my bag. I always worry about losing parking tickets, so I check my bag twice before walking away. Now that everything is ready, let us go inside and see what we can find. Can just $10 buy everything I need in Vietnam? Hi, I am Huang. I am 23 years old, and I recently graduated from college. I do not have a stable job yet, and I live alone in a tiny rental room in Hanoi. The room is only 10 square meters, so there is not much space, but it has everything I need. Because my income is still uncertain, I have to be careful with money. I cannot spend too much on clothes, food, or small things that I do not really need. Before buying something, I usually stop for a moment and ask myself whether I will actually use it. That is why I came to Phung Khoang Student Market today. This is one of the most popular markets for students in Hanoi. People come here because almost everything is affordable. You can find clothes, shoes, bags, cosmetics, jewelry, household items, snacks, and many other things in one place. The market is already busy. Sellers are calling out prices, motorbikes are moving slowly through the narrow entrance, and shoppers are stopping at every stall. There are so many colors and sounds that it is difficult to know where to look first. Today, I am giving myself a challenge. I will spend no more than $10 and see how many useful things I can buy. I am not sure whether $10 will be enough, especially because I get hungry very easily. But I will try to stay focused. Let us go shopping. The first thing I notice is the clothing section. There are rows and rows of small stalls packed closely together. Shirts hang from the ceiling, dresses cover the walls, and piles of jeans are stacked on low tables. There are also pajamas, skirts, jackets, and many other choices. No matter what kind of clothes you are looking for, you will probably find something here. The difficult part is searching through everything without becoming overwhelmed. What surprises me most is the price. For example, a pair of women's pajama shorts costs only 35,000 Vietnamese dong, which is about $1.30. That is much cheaper than many clothing stores in central Hanoi. Of course, the quality can be different from one stall to another. Some items feel soft and comfortable, while others are made from thinner fabric. You have to look carefully, check the stitching, and sometimes compare several stalls before buying anything. I want to continue exploring before spending my money, so I leave the clothing section for now. After looking at so many clothes, I suddenly noticed the snack stalls nearby. One stall is selling mixed fresh fruit, which is a popular street snack in Vietnam. The trays are filled with pineapple, green mango, and amberella. Everything has already been peeled and cut into small pieces. The colors look very fresh. The pineapple is bright yellow, the mango is pale green, and the amberella has a slightly deeper green color. After choosing the fruit, the vendor puts it into a plastic bag. Then she adds a bright orange homemade seasoning and shakes everything together. The seasoning is usually sweet, salty, spicy, and slightly sour. It covers every piece of fruit and makes the bag look even more colorful. 100 grams costs 30,000 Vietnamese dong, which is about $1.10. It looks fresh, crunchy, and very tempting. I know I came here to buy useful things, but food is useful too, especially when I am hungry. After the fruit, I think it is time for a drink. The drink stall has many options, including fresh fruit juice, smoothies, tea, and several local favorites. It takes me a moment to decide, but I finally order a Vietnamese iced yogurt drink. The vendor makes it immediately after I order. She blends yogurt with ice until the mixture becomes smooth, thick, and creamy. One cup costs 30,000 Vietnamese dong, which is about $1.10. It looks very refreshing, especially on a hot and crowded day like this. I have only just started exploring the market, but part of my budget is already disappearing. This challenge may be harder than I expected. Right across from the drink stall, there is a colorful skewer stand. The display is packed with sausages, meatballs, fish cakes, crab sticks, and vegetables. Everything is arranged in neat rows. so the stall immediately catches my attention. In Vietnam, some people casually call these snacks dirty skewers. The name sounds quite harsh, but it usually refers to how cheap they are and the concerns people sometimes have about the ingredients, cooking oil, or food safety. Of course, that does not mean every stall is unsafe. Many vendors prepare their food carefully, and these skewers are still a popular snack among students because they are affordable and easy to eat. They smell good, but I have already bought fruit and yogurt. I am trying to protect what is left of my $10 budget, so I decide to skip them today. That might be the most responsible decision I have made since entering the market. Just behind the food stalls, I find another shopping area filled with shoes and sandals. There are simple slippers for everyday use, flat sandals, sneakers, and more fashionable styles for going out. Some pairs are displayed on shelves, while others are stacked inside boxes under the tables. Like the clothing section, the prices here are quite affordable. That is probably one of the main reasons so many students enjoy shopping at this market. Today, I do not really need new shoes, so I keep walking. A small jewelry stall catches my attention next. It sells rings, necklaces, bracelets, and earrings in many different styles. Some pieces are simple and delicate, while others are inspired by famous luxury brands. Most of the jewelry costs from a few tens of thousands of Vietnamese dong to a little over 100,000 Vietnamese dong. That is roughly between 1 and 4 United States dollars. The seller tells me that many of the pieces are made from titanium. They are popular because they look stylish without being too expensive. I spend a few minutes looking through the trays. Small accessories are dangerous for my budget because each item seems cheap on its own. But after choosing several pieces, the total can suddenly become much higher than expected. While I am looking at the jewelry, I notice several wigs hanging above the stall. Naturally, I have to try one. Putting it on is much harder than I expected. I forget to tuck all of my real hair inside first, so parts of it keep appearing around the edges. I am definitely not wearing it correctly. For a few seconds, I try to convince myself that it looks fashionable. Then I look more carefully. No, this wig does not suit me at all. Maybe the problem is the style. Maybe the problem is my face. Or maybe the wig is simply asking to be returned to the shelf. I take it off and decide to leave wigs to people who actually know how to wear them. A little farther inside, I come across a store full of small accessories and everyday items. This is the kind of place where you can easily spend a long time without noticing. There are hair clips, hats, bags, cosmetics, mirrors, brushes, and many other little things arranged from the floor to the ceiling. Everything looks colorful and affordable. Some items are practical, while others are simply cute enough to make you believe you need them. I remind myself that this is a shopping challenge, not a test of how quickly I can lose control. After looking carefully, I choose a pack of hairpins and a box of makeup remover. They are both simple items, but I will actually use them. Buying small essentials at a market like this can save quite a bit of money compared with shopping at a convenience store or a beauty shop. At this point, I have already bought fruit, a yogurt drink, hairpins, and makeup remover. My budget is getting smaller, but I am still feeling optimistic. Then I smell charcoal. After walking around for quite a while, I finally reach the food area at the end of the market. Right outside a small restaurant, chicken wings, oysters, and other seafood are cooking over hot charcoal. The smoke rises into the air, carrying a rich grilled aroma through the narrow walkway. This is terrible news for my budget. I stop for only a moment, but the food looks too tempting to ignore. The chicken skin is turning golden, and the oysters are sizzling over the heat. I tell myself that I will only look at the menu. The menu is simple, with a good selection of grilled dishes, seafood, and popular snacks. The prices are still affordable, but ordering several dishes will definitely push me beyond my original limit. After thinking about it for a few seconds, I order some of the dishes that seem most popular. The first things to arrive are the dipping sauces, chili sauce, and a small bowl of pickled vegetables. The pickles add a fresh, sour taste that helps balance the rich and smoky flavors of the grilled food. Then the fried fermented pork rolls arrive. The portion is a little smaller than I expected, but the pieces look freshly fried. The outside is golden and slightly crisp, and they are still hot enough to release steam when I pick one up. A few moments later, the rest of the food begins arriving. First, there are boiled snails. Then comes grilled threadfin bream, followed by a plate of grilled chicken wings. Suddenly, the small table looks completely full. Everything is hot, and the different smells mix together. There is the sweetness of grilled meat, the salty aroma of seafood, and the sharp scent of chili and fish sauce. I honestly do not know which dish to try first. I decide to begin with the boiled snails. Using a small pick, I carefully pull one snail out of its shell. Then I dip it into the fish sauce. The snail is fresh and chewy. The dipping sauce has a balanced mixture of sweet, sour, salty, and spicy flavors. It is a very simple dish, but it is satisfying in a way that is difficult to explain. Next, I try the fried fermented pork rolls. I dip one piece into a little chili sauce before taking a bite. The outside is crisp, while the center is soft, slightly chewy, and gently tangy. The chili sauce adds some sweetness and heat. I like it, although I still wish the portion were a little larger. Maybe I am not disappointed with the portion. Maybe I am simply very hungry. Now it is time for the grilled chicken wing. The smoky smell becomes stronger as I pull the meat apart. It separates easily from the bone, and the skin has absorbed the flavor of the charcoal. The meat is tender overall, although the thicker part near the breast is slightly dry. Even so, the smoky seasoning makes it delicious. I would happily order it again. By now, I already know the truth. My $10 challenge has not gone according to plan. By the time I finish the last chicken wing, I feel completely full. The meal was much bigger than I had planned, and my $10 budget disappeared somewhere between the boiled snails and the grilled chicken. I came here hoping to buy a few useful things, but apparently my stomach had its own shopping list. Still, I do not regret stopping for food. The market has been noisy and crowded all afternoon, but sitting at this small table gives me a quiet moment to slow down. Around me, people are talking, dishes are clattering, and smoke from the charcoal grill is drifting past the entrance. It is an ordinary market meal, but after walking for so long, it feels especially satisfying. I did not film the checkout because I had already gone over my original budget. The challenge was supposed to be simple. Spend no more than $10 and see how many useful things I could buy. Technically, I failed. I bought a pack of hairpins and a box of makeup remover, which were the practical items I needed. But I also bought mixed fruit, an iced yogurt drink, and a full meal at the end of the market. Food was definitely the reason my budget collapsed. Maybe $10 is enough for a careful shopping trip at Phung Khoang Student Market, but it is not enough when you stop for every snack that looks good. That is the lesson I am taking home today. Even though I spent more than planned, I enjoyed seeing how much variety this market has. In just one visit, I found affordable clothes, shoes, jewelry, wigs, cosmetics, snacks, drinks, and grilled food. Some items are very inexpensive, but it is still important to look carefully before buying. Low prices can be tempting, especially when every stall offers something different. A few small purchases can quickly become a much larger total. For students or anyone living on a limited budget, this market can still be a useful place to shop. You just need a clear list, some patience, and perhaps more self-control than I had today. Now the market is beginning to feel even busier. More people are arriving after work and school, while I am finally ready to leave. My shopping trip is coming to an end, so I walk back toward the parking area. Parking costs 10,000 Vietnamese dong for one motorbike, which is about 40 United States cents. It is a small amount, but after going over my budget, every extra expense suddenly feels more noticeable. I place my shopping bag securely on the motorbike and get ready to head back to my tiny rental room. Today did not go exactly as planned. I spent more than $10, tried on a wig that did not suit me, and ordered far more food than I originally intended. But I also found the everyday items I needed, tasted some delicious local food, and spent an afternoon exploring one of Hanoi's most popular student markets. Sometimes, a failed challenge can still become a good day. Before I leave, I have one question for you. When you visit a market, are you good at following your budget? Or do snacks always ruin your plan too? Now, it is time to head home.